Okay, let's cut to the chase. Drivers and teams all throughout NASCAR are always looking to gain an edge on their competitors. Whether it's spending more money in the R&D department or finding a way to work around the rules, teams are going to find a way to get the upper hand. And throughout early 2002, rumors were running rampant stating that teams had traction control systems. Obviously, traction control is highly illegal in NASCAR. Surprisingly, this doesn't get brought up that often. Hell, I only found out when I was looking up blogs on Racing Reference. Credit to NASCAR Man, by the way. He writes some quality stories, and I would highly recommend checking him out. But anyway, kick back, relax, and grab a snack as I go over NASCAR's forgotten traction control controversy. To start, I'll give a quick rundown of what traction control is. Traction control is designed to minimize wheel slip when the power is applied. You can pretty much find it on nearly every production vehicle nowadays. You can also find it being used in MotoGP and sports car racing such as IMSA and WEC. In NASCAR, though, it's highly illegal. And understandably so. NASCAR prides itself on simplistic cars with more focused on driver skill than engineering expertise. It would definitely take away from claims that NASCAR has the best drivers in the world if it came out that teams were using driver's aids, such as traction control. The traction control rumors started in the late 1990s, continuing into the 2000s. NASCAR would claim that it would be impossible to get past officials, and it would be easy to find. However, the ones who worked on the cars stated that there were plenty of ways for traction control to go undetected. With that being said, that brings us to the question of how traction control could be installed. Some say you needed a computer chip that could be plugged in the ignition box, and drivers could plug them in before the race and take them out after the race before discarding them. Another method would be for it to be wired directly into the ignition box, with any wires being covered easily by simply painting over them or covering them with decals. Along with there being ways for traction control to go undetected in inspection, personalities all across NASCAR reveal that there were few ways that traction control could be noticed on track. Apparently, if an engine or tachometer hesitated instead of a steady increase in RPM, they may have exposed the traction control. Probably the biggest giveaway would be if a driver couldn't get the wheels to spin when attempting to burn out. Probably not too many excuses could be given after that. Now, as I'm saying this, you're probably wondering what this leads to. I can tell you about how traction control works and how it can hypothetically be hidden, but still, they're just rumors, right? Well, yes. They were technically just rumors. However, the rumors had spread to the point where NASCAR had to address them. So that's what they did. In the drivers' meeting before the 2002 Virginia 500 at Martinsville, NASCAR President Mike Helton stood in front of the room holding two traction control devices. Helton would go on to say, "Everybody, I think, understands our rules and regulations in regards to traction control. In an effort to police that, we have spent a lot of time and money buying parts and pieces you've been offered, so we can figure out what to look for." Helton would then state that while there wasn't much they could do to the people who manufacture these parts, it would be the drivers and crew chief they would react to, if or when they find them in a car. To keep teams from replacing wires in the ignition box, NASCAR officials began sealing the ignition wiring to prevent tampering. But, like I mentioned before, there would still be other ways to make traction control go undetected. Despite NASCAR's attempt to eliminate the installation of traction control in ignition boxes, Richard Childress felt certain that his teams had been beaten by others who were using traction control. With the traction control rumors still looming, NASCAR gathered media members for a press conference the day of the 2002 Pepsi 400. According to NASCAR, this press conference was to simply inform the media and clear the air. They went on to say that during the week, they pretended like they were crew chiefs and car owners, searching out opportunities to try to stay ahead of the game. They admitted they were looking. They hadn't said it was impossible, but they hadn't found any experts who would tell them that you can install traction control without wiring it into the car. They also stated that they had taken a microphonics listening device that measures sound in a range that humans don't hear, trying to find possible hesitations in engines. A media member would ask the question of how big of a hammer they would be holding over someone who might get caught with traction control. After a brief explanation of how they didn't have a predetermined sanction, Cup Series director John Darby stated that it would probably be one of the largest penalties that NASCAR had ever levied. An unnamed Busch Series champion would speak with Al Pierce in an article for Autoweek. The unnamed champion would say that NASCAR couldn't find traction control if it hit him in the face. Crew chief Mike Hillman would say that he didn't know if the officials could even find it, but on the chance that they stumbled across it, the punishment would be big. And because of that, and because nobody knows for sure if they could find it, he didn't think anybody was using it. In the same Autoweek article, they included a number of race wins that could have been aided by traction control. The wins included Bobby Hamilton's Martinsville win in 1998, Joe Nemechek's win at Rockingham in 2001, Kurt Busch's first win at Bristol, and Jimmy Johnson's first win at Fontana in 2002. When Tony Stewart lifted up the Winston Cup Championship as the 2002 season ended, the rumors continued into 2003. Todd Bodine would state that there were up to 16 cars that had traction control. Car owner Jim Smith would claim that traction control could be activated through a computer chip by using a cell phone. Smith would also state that this method was everywhere in the Craftsman Truck Series at the time. Some of you right now are probably thinking, I mean, sure it's possible, but is there any potential proof of traction control in NASCAR? Is there anything other than rumor and innuendo? Well, there is one that plenty of people think is a dead giveaway of traction control. At the 2003 Bass Pro Shops MB&A 500 at Atlanta, Jeff Gordon led the final 36 laps en route to his third win of the season. When he attempted to do a burnout, the rear wheel spun before locking up, as if something was preventing the tires from spinning. NASCAR looked closely in the ignition system in post-race inspection. They then took the rear end back to their R&D center, where nothing illegal was found. Contrary to no rules changes between 2002 and 2003, NASCAR made changes to the rulebook for the 2004 season to crack down further on potential use of traction control. The ignition boxes were required to be placed on the dashboard, where they still are today. With the new rules in place, the traction control rumors ended. Today, NASCAR still holds dissent towards driver aids such as traction control. With their current penalty structure, any use of traction control is a level 2 penalty, the most severe. Nobody has ever been caught with traction control, despite the many rumors that have come and gone throughout the years. And that pretty much covers it. I hope you all have enjoyed this telling of this forgotten controversy. Huge shout out to NASCAR Man on Racing Reference for allowing me to discover this through a series of blogs titled Historical Motorsport Stories. Once again, highly recommend checking them out. And with that, I'll end it here. I'm Jesse King, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all around.